Hi there, you lovely people. This is Chris and Matt here. Nice and easy, first one of many. We're going to be looking at our hot toys. This one in particular is the MMS433 Grand Moff Tarkin, and he looks absolutely gorgeous. So what we're going to basically do is run through the full specs on this guy, let you figure your own opinions out. Absolutely lovely. Say hello, Matt.
Hello.
Okay, so first up we've got the box art. I love these. My majority of my collection for now is all Star Wars. I'm very used to these. It's a standard shoebox style cover. You always get a picture on the front with the model itself.
Yeah, this is my. I think you kind of hate on a lot of the Marvel ones for having the kind of clamshell that just slips in through like kind of the top portion of the box just opens and it slides in. You get a lot nicer representation as well on the actual figure. All the Star Wars ones you've always got. I mean, even if it is a prototype, you still know what you're buying.
Yeah, you do.
The bugbear I've got with a lot of the Star Wars ones, the Marvel ones, is you open the clamshell and you've got it's almost washed out because you can't see through the plastic, so you can't appreciate what you're buying.
Yeah,
and generally. It's a lot more difficult to negotiate that you're buying a really expensive £200 action figure with the other half. If you can't see how good it is.
I mean, the only issue that I tend to really have with them, and this is something that will crop up like every time we do a Marvel, is that when you've got the bit on the top, you haven't sort of deformed the cardboard in order to get it out, and there's no sort of easy way to sort of just get it out. And for this, if I'll do it now, very, very easy. You just open them right up there. And that's what you get on the top. Absolutely beautiful. Again, so you've got a power pack. I don't actually know how they got him in here, as you'll see later on. We didn't manage to sort of even get close to that sort of post, so fair enough for that. But I love that art. Looks great.
Yeah, I really like these backing arts that they do. People tend to kind of frown at cardboard kind of accessories and freebies that they chuck in, but it's a really nice. I mean, I know it's using the actual prototypes and things, but it's a nice artwork. They've made a nice diorama behind it. You get a good kind of idea of how you could display it if you wanted to.
Yeah, I like it. It's very nice. It's something you can sort of appreciate. If it's the figure itself, you manage to get into there, then it almost makes you feel like you could manage that as well, but, well, we couldn't. So the slip cover comes off nice and easily. We'll just do that there. And that's actually the box itself. So packaging, very, very clear. Very, you can see exactly what you're paying for most of it, which you'll see later on.
It's quite good, actually. I mean, when you'll see later on, when we bust it out, that chair is really big. And they've managed to package it in such a way that it compresses down into, like, this space here. So it's quite good. It means you don't get an enormous box.
Yeah, I mean, when it sits on him, I mean, it's the head of the chair is actually above his head, and the fat is nowhere near that in the box. Fair play. Nice and easy, but you open it up and you can see right straight away where your money's going. But it's not exciting. It doesn't do a massive amount. It's quite basically just shows you what's in there. You can get open to it very, very easily. It's literally just a simple case of, let me move this out of the way. It all just, oops.
This is exactly what happened when I had a look at it as well.
It all just lifts out. And the figure sits inside on there. And
then in the bottom, you've got his base with his little crotch grab, and you've got his chair, which is compressed up, like I say, so it fits in.
Nothing ground shaking.
It's quite ergonomic, really. Nice, easily stored.
Nothing ground shaking. It does exactly what it says on there for me. I'm a little bit spoiled with these now. It's a standard 3 out of 5 for me for this.
Yeah, I'd probably say 4. I like how they've kind of kept it quite minimalist. Yeah. I know he doesn't get much in the way of the other accessories, but I'm having trouble storing stuff.
Yeah. Oh, so 3 out of 5 for me, 4 out of 5 for you. That makes it nice middle of the road, 3.5.
Cool.
Okay, so the first section we're going to be looking at, it's going to be the second section now, actually thinking about it. This is going to be the Sculpt and paint up on itself, and I think this is absolutely gorgeous. What do you reckon?
It is undeniably Peter Cushing. You can, whichever way you look at him, it's Grand Moff Tarkin.
Do you know what? I think it actually looks better than Rogue One. It's more realistic, you know what I mean?
Yeah, the guy who's done that has done an absolutely cracking job.
and that it doesn't matter what angle you. The thing that is on there, and I'll go through this in the articulation section. I just noticed this when we're setting him up, is there's no sort of upper neck articulation. So, but I mean, they're doing that because he's got all the jowly bits that old people have, I guess. But
you get your lightness all the way down then, rather than just a ball joint and a plastic figure neck.
Yeah.
So
I mean, you know more than me on these. You've got way more than I have on when it comes to this sort of stuff. But look at that. I mean, eyes that get me every time on Hot Toys. I mean, they just look so realistic. Just that glint. Jeez, insane. So, paint-wise, I mean, there was not a lot to say. I mean, look at him.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
It is a miniature Peter Cushing. No.
It really is. I mean, Jesus.
I love it from the side as well, because he just looks so quintessentially British bad guy.
Do you know what? I could actually stick like a deerstalker on him and making Sherlock Holmes. Or, do you know, that's not a bad idea actually. You could buy knockoff heads, make a Sherlock Holmes, or you could get like an old Victorian costume for him, making like a Van Helsing to go with that. Because Sideshow did a Christopher Lee, didn't they?
They have done, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the sculpt on that's probably a little bit dated now, but it's still outshining.
It's Sideshow, not sad.
Speaking of, like, while you're on lightness and paint as well, you also get the beautiful, like, kind of sculpt and paint detail on his hands too, which, it's still got the same texture as his face. It's fantastic.
Should we have a bit of a zoom and have a proper look at him? Is that... Oh, is that too much? There we go.
Yeah, you just see kind of just a little, like, kind of just weathering, wrinkles.
Yeah, you
on
can
the back
just
of his
sort of
hands.
see it just along there on the back of his hand, just where the bone is. And you've got that slightly sort of translucent look about him as well, like for the skin, just like the wrinkles there that you keep mentioning. It's gorgeous. This is why you end up just spending ages just sitting and looking at it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I can't help it, it's gorgeous. I mean, so yeah, I mean, if we were to give it out of 5, Sculpt and paint.
Straight up 5.
Yeah, I've got to agree, mate. That's a spot on 5 for me.
I'm always a little bit on the fence with Star Wars Hot Toys and sideshows, because 9 times out of 10, it's a faceless stormtrooper, and I can't justify the cost or anything like that with most of them.
Mm.
With this guy, 240 notes or whatever he's worth.
Yeah.
No,
you
get him on his worth.
You really do, and you can sort of see where the time's being taken. Yeah, absolutely bob on, to be fair. I can't fault that. Yeah, flat 5 from the pair of us for that one. Loving it. Okay, so here's the outfit section on here. I've not added a couple of bits that sit in the top, the code cylinders, basically because I'm a twat and I'll lose them. It is what happens, so I'll keep them in there because I'll get really fussy about that. This guy, undeniably an Imperial. I think it looks absolutely gorgeous. The clean lines on there, the rankings. I mean, what do you reckon, man?
Yeah, I really like it. The production value of it's probably better than it was in the actual movie when it came out.
Yeah, this is true.
But no, it's great.
It's not fully accurate though.
Is it not?
No, it's not. This is totally nerdy actually. When they were filming Star Wars in '76, Peter Cushing didn't have any boots on.
That's correct, yeah. He was walking around, wasn't he, complaining about him hurting his feet or something?
Yeah, not made him, so they had to put him in carpet slippers.
Yeah, I do remember hearing about that, actually.
Yeah, it's in the Princess Leia book. Basically, she had to try and take him seriously when he's trying to be really threatening. And he stood there basically just flexing his toes in a massive pair of Wallace and Gromit slippers. He's a total winner. But do you know what? It says everything about Pete Cushing. You can see he's menacing and he's wearing a pair of carpet slippers.
But would you deny him his carpet slippers?
No, I wouldn't deny
exactly.
him.
No.
He'd have you. No. He'd have you. He'd just be like, "You're not going to give him my slippers?" And I'd be like, "No. Sorry.
Yeah.
Don't murder me." But yeah, sidetracked. This absolutely gorgeous. I love it. It's clearly Imperial. It's straight out on there. It's good sizing on there.
You get the standard Hot Toys stylish square rectangular base as well with a little placard on the front. The flooring section, I think that's probably my own bugbear with this so far.
Go on.
It's just, I would have liked to have seen maybe some paint app or something on it because it just looks like moulded plastic. It is textured. I don't know if you can see it on the video, but you can.
Kind of a little bit.
It's just embossed with some kind of rivets and stuff in it. But
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, if you look at it that way, it's kind of in line with sort of a Death Star flooring.
But, like you say, I mean, if we'd have panned down in the movie to see his feet, we'd have seen bunny slippers. So,
I want to see him in bunny slippers now, not old-fashioned carpet.
That's what I imagined. But yeah, so maybe it's just an interpretation of what Death Star floor would be like.
Maybe. I mean, there was early ones with the original New Hope ones. I don't know if you've seen it. It was more like a grating. So you got coloured grating with Boba Fett.
Yeah, Vader.
Yeah, the Boba Fett you've got. He's got a grating on there.
A grill.
And all the other New Hope ones came with this. And this is more in line with Rogue One.
Right, okay.
So my Jyn Erso, she's got that sort of grating thing. The other ones haven't because they're stupid, annoying bases. So yeah, I get what you mean. I would have liked to have seen it a bit more.
It is quite interesting as well because the base at the bottom here, it actually just says Star Wars Grand Moff Tarkin. It doesn't name a particular movie.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this might be the only time we'll ever get a Tarkin.
Yes.
Or the only version we ever get.
Do you know what? It's the only version you really need. I mean, it is, for me, I'm still, every time I look at it, it's definitive. I mean, I've had him in the box now for two weeks for us to get around to doing this. So it's the first time I've had to properly look at it because, you sort of walk past them and you'll sort of stop and look at them. And I've not really had that luxury for the last few days. And it knocks you away. You don't need any more. I can sort of see what they're doing. I can sort of see you'll never have him again. He's one of those sort of ancillary characters where you sort of get one and that's it. It's not like Han with a trench coat, or Han with Bespin, Han Hoth, where they do different variations. There's sort of one definitive version of it.
Yeah.
But I think it's gorgeous.
And for the first time, really, as well, I always like having alternative head sculpts and bits to change out. But genuinely speaking, he doesn't need one.
Yeah, no, he doesn't. I mean, it doesn't really do much other than just be threatening.
Yeah,
and just loom over people.
Stands there with his arms crossed, looking like he'll snap you in half as look at you.
Yeah. He just spends half his time looking stern, and this is what you get. You get a stern look. He never really shouts. And the only time he's like that, you prefer another target, a military, whatever, you know what I mean. Then name the system. That thing, that's it. So yeah, you don't need a massive lot of few bits, but that does bring us to the next section. That's when I'm going to start talking about the accessories and all the extra bits we're going to get. So here's the accessories section on here. It doesn't get a lot, essentially, but they go big with the stuff that they do get. I mean, there's not a lot you can get with him. So, to run through everything, you get the stand, which we've already touched on. A little bit boring for Matt's taste. It is what it is. Simple as on there.
It's functional.
Yeah.
I don't hate it. It's just, out of an outstanding figure, I would have liked, maybe. I'm just being greedy.
That makes sense. We've also got standard, I'm going to pan this down because this is a pain. We've got the standard hands on there. Pointy finger, relaxed finger, a relaxed hand as well, and a gesturing sort of...
kind of wavy hand.
That kind of thing.
Interesting that you get that kind of relaxed fist here.
Yeah.
You don't get one for the left hand, but you do get, you get a pair of matching left and rights, which are kind of semi-open hands.
You kind of sort of...
I think that's like the arm of the chair grabbing hand, maybe?
Well, that's what I kind of sort of... see on there, maybe, yeah.
But then that one's also doing it.
You can really see the weathering on there, actually, when I'm doing that. Look at that, it's insane. Yeah, you're right, yeah.
It doesn't really clench his fists anyway, like you say. He's quite passive, he stands there with...
He's not an angry man, is he? You also get 4 of these. I think this will focus. These are the code cylinders. These are the things that sit in his jacket. So there's little slots here. And I can't reach far enough with that. Coming out of shot. There we go. So you get 4 of them like that.
A couple of biros for his pocket.
Yeah, exactly right. Well, he's a form filler. What can you expect? You also get, before we touch on the main bit, obviously, we also get instructions. Never, ever, don't read these. Read them every time. You will wreck figures if you don't. Simple as. I'm not going to say any more than that. Read the bloody instructions.
Yeah, even if you think, it's just a dude, just an old elderly dude here. It might literally cover in the instructions, don't bend an arm past 45 degrees. If you go to 50, you snap your figure, you break your 250 quid figure. So, bit of common sense.
Couldn't say about it myself. Bang on. Main thing. Oh, yeah, wrist pegs.
Wrist pegs.
I think you'll never break them. I did. I bought, one of the first figures I ever got was New Hope Han Solo. I pulled out his hand and the peg just snapped like a bit, and I spent about an hour trying to get rid of the piece of this peg in order for him to fix a new one. Okay, so the last thing we're looking at is the chair itself. This is the main thing. This is the main accessory that comes with him. It's alright.
Yeah, it's not too bad. It's a bit big. He's too small, one or the other.
Well, yeah, it's one of those. You can't really adjust it. I mean, I can't find a way to adjust it. I'm sure somebody out there, if anybody watches this...
He don't look too bad dead on like this, but if you look at him from the side perspective, he does look like a 5-year-old sat in a kitchen sink.
He does.
So, like the dinner table would be like up here or something. Yeah. But, it's alright.
I would like to be able to push it down, but every time I sort of deal with that handle there, all it does is just pull it out, and it's just not good. But yeah, it's nice. It's not my sort of thing that I'd be displaying him with anyway. For me, I've got the New Hope Vader, I've got the New Hope Leia. I'd have him sort of stood in a 3-way. That sounds so wrong. Have him stood like with Vader behind him, basically like using Leia or something like that. Yeah,
you also get, the nice bases that all match each other, and unless you've got a diorama going on, you've set up a nice kind of backdrop, which I know some people have done.
Yeah, that was a nice one there.
And you made like a control room or something to go with him in, but it just looks a bit.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few people on Facebook that've done really nice sort of dioramas that fit in the detail, and literally all the back is all lit. So you have that standard sort of line with the Death Star on there, Death Star flooring, so you could sort of have maybe part of a conference table or have a desk and have him sat there, sort of with somebody with a Death Star gunner in front of him or something like that. You can make stuff with it. It just depends on your own sort of limitations, I guess, really.
I also think having him sat down kind of takes away from the whole imposing nature of him.
Yeah, spot on, actually.
Because when I ever always watched Tarkin, as much as Vader was in that shot, you didn't want to mess with this guy. This guy seemed like, he's the guy in charge, you know. As much as Vader thinks, otherwise.
Yeah.
Which again is why he's a better character than Director Krennic ever will be.
Yeah. Krennic's alright. Do you know? I don't mind Krennic.
He's not Tarkin though.
He's not. Yeah. Do you know what? That's spot on. He's not Tarkin. I do like him, to be fair. But this whole he chews up the scenery far too much, and Tarkin is very much more understated. He's like. I'm trying to think. He's like, if you put him into like Harry Potter, he'd be like Dumbledore. He's only loud because he doesn't need to be. So a whisper from him, it screams decibels. That kind of stuff.
He's the type of guy that tells you he's disappointed in you rather than he hates you, and that hurts so much more.
I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
Yeah, exactly. But you know what? If Peter Cushing said he was disappointed in you, you'd feel really terrible.
Do you know what? I would. To be fair, it'd be not as bad as if Christopher Lee said it, because you get that booming voice. Because You'd feel that you'd let Christopher Lee down, Peter Cushing down. If Christopher Lee said it, you'd feel like you were going to die.
Yeah, you would.
You'd just be like, no, I'm going to get stabbed in the night now. Accessory-wise, for me, 3 out of 5. He doesn't do a lot, but you don't get a lot. Like I say, he's not a dynamic character, doesn't have a lightsaber, a pouch, a thing. He doesn't do much, he's a talking man. Simple as that, so you don't get a lot from him. So very middle of the road score for me.
Yeah, I'm probably going to go 3. I didn't think towards a 4, but the more I look at it, it's definitely a 3. The accessories you get some really nice kind of emotive stuff with the hands, the pointy finger, the kind of gesturing, waving hand, and they're really nice. But for me, 50% of the accessories is this chair, and it'd be redundant. It'd be sat in its box.
Yeah, and it is, to be fair. I mean, when I've had it out on display for the 2 weeks, it wasn't sat in a box. It was literally just... It was stood on the display on my shelf, confronting Leia on the stand on there. And he looks great like that. He doesn't really need anything else. I think they just wanted a way to sort of push the price point up a slight bit and not just be complete arses about it and just basically say $250 and you get a hand or something like that. I didn't want to say, look, you get a chair. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, we've got the Emperor coming up with his big chair.
Oh, don't.
And the thing is, the Emperor sits down in his chair an awful lot, and I get that.
Yeah.
But I think you'll get it. You'll put the chair together. You'll look at it. You'll speak similar to what we've just said.
Yeah.
And then you'll wind the chair back in its box, and it'll not see daylight again.
No.
So, not bad.
Yeah, exactly right. Spot on. 3 out of 5. Nice middle of the road thing. It could be a heck of a lot worse. He couldn't have even bothered. Fair play to him for that, I'd say. So we totally forgot to wrap up here. I'm really sorry about that, guys. Please like, share, subscribe. We both really like this figure. Solid 4.5 for the pair of us. Please send us comments. Please get tuned into the next videos on there. We'll get a lot better at this, I promise you. Everyone, bye-bye now.